Hey, this right here sound like that New Balance. By the way, H-U-E-Y, boy, it's infinite. Oh, you a fool for this one. Toot that thing up, mommy, make it roll. Once you pop, lock it for me, girl, get roll. If your mama gave it to your baby girl, let it show. Once you pop, drop it for me, maybe we can roll. Oh! Pop, lock and drop it. 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 Pop, lock and drop it.
I always like to surprise you guys with what song I'm going to share next, okay? So, Pop, Lock, and Drop It for my millennial ratchets. I hope you enjoyed that, okay? I literally remember being at the bus stop in middle school doing the Pop, Lock, and Drop It with my friends, okay? So, wow. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Water Bearer's Tea, okay? The Water Bearer here offering you the general spiritual tea. Wide range of tea. We do all kind of different types of tea here, okay? This is going to be more of an astrological tea chat about how to get the most out of your birth chart, okay? I really feel like, we can go on Cafe Astrology, we can do so many things and pull up our birth chart and read the description of, how our energy manifests. And I'm a Gemini moon, so I'm, intellectual, love to communicate, curious mind, very moody. But to really know how to truly dive deep into your chart and to see your chart as not only just kind of a dissection of your personality and your personality traits, but to show you the way your energy manifests and the best way to use your chart, okay? We're going to talk about that today, okay? And I have a good list, I got my list, guys, of things we're going to be talking about, okay? To really get you deep into your chart and deep into how you can use your chart and how you can really move forward. I'll give lots of examples as well within myself and how I've discovered, like, oh my God, I need to use this more in myself. I need to find, from looking at my chart and the ways I'm really explaining, oh my God, I can now realize this about myself, okay, and how I interact with others, or what parts of me interact with others in good ways, and what parts are, kind of oppose others, and why things are happening, and all that good energy, okay? It's also going to talk about the best way to manifest for you, why certain things may not be working for you, and why they work for other people. We're going to be talking about that as well in this video, okay? So much in this video, guys. This is going to be a video. This is a video that I've been just feeling spirit. I get a lot of secrets. I have a lot of secrets. I have a Scorpio third house, okay? So I hide a lot of what I'm thinking, a lot of what I'm expressing, okay? I do share so much on my channel. But honestly, my personal sessions, my lips are so oily on. Try to make sure they were not chapped, but I put a little too much on. Okay, but anyways. I go in so in depth if you're a client, you understand, okay? And we do all kind of different things. Like literally today, I just offered on my page a new moon in Gemini reading, okay? So if you're interested in new moon in Gemini coming on June 13th, and it's all about recreating our mindset for the new year, releasing old thought patterns, releasing old self-talk, releasing old ways of thinking and believing about ourselves, and really shifting into a new mentality. If you want to get into that, it's literally $15, pre-recorded. I look at your birth chart, I look at the astrology, and I pull cards as well to see your energy and what new mentalities you want to, bring into your life and which ones you're ready to release, okay? If you're interested in that, hit me up. But that's something I do with my clients, okay? I'll look and like, okay, well, what's going on now? This new moon's coming up. Let's check this and do a little bit of a new moon reading. As we do certain things, like I have my hourly chats, tea talks, and so we go through a whole bunch of stuff, okay? Sometimes we go into inner child healing, sometimes we go into how to manifest, sometimes we'll go into even how to promote business, how to work with iMovie, how to do so many editing and all these things. I have a lot of different stuff we work on in my sessions, and so I'm going to actually start to share more of that with you guys, okay? Like this video, okay? That's what I do when I do an astrology birth chart reading. If you are interested in really how to use this for your chart, get a reading with me, and we can figure this out together and really go deeper into what the chart means. But this is kind of how to, a little bit of what I do when I'm looking at someone's chart, okay? So, starting off, that was the introduction. Now, starting off, first, dive into the elements in your charts, okay? Where are you element heavy, okay? So we know in the zodiac, there are, and in the universe manifests through 4 elements, especially on Earth, okay? Fire, water, earth, and air, okay? There's ether and spirit and all these different things, but we're going to really focus on the main four because they're in the zodiac. Okay, so in our zodiac we have water signs, air signs, fire signs, and earth signs. Okay, 3 of each. Okay, and so fire signs, you have your Aries, your Leo, your Sagittarius. And that fire energy is the energy of inspiration, the energy of motivation, the energy of passion and drive and experience, okay? And then you have air, and that is, your Gemini, your Libra, your Aquarius, and that is intellect, and that is communication, that's socialization, that's abstract ideas, that's, thinking, okay? And conceptualizing and analyzing, okay? And that is air. And then you have earth, okay? Which is your Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay, that's your practicality. That's your down to earth. That's your grounded energy. Okay, your real energy, very realistic energy. Both of these sides are your left brain. Okay, the air and the earth. And lastly, with the water and fire, you have your right brain. Okay, more spiritual, the more tapping into your heart. Fire is about inspiration and passion and drive, and water is about your emotions. It's the way we understand the physical realm with our spiritual qualities, like our intuition, our emotions, the things that we're given as the universe, as God, okay, as incarnate souls. And so then this side is the left brain, the way we conceptualize the earth, the way we analyze, the way we think about. It's very left brain, logical, okay, and illogical, okay. And so water signs are your Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, okay. And they're the emotionally intelligent and intuitive and sensitive and empathic, okay. And so all of these energies balance out the earth as well, okay. You have fire is amazing for destruction we don't see it as that because we live in these areas, but fire is an amazing aspect for new birth, okay? Think of the phoenix as well. Fire is all about, being shown in light and spreading, okay? And then you have water as well, the nourishment. If we didn't have water, we would die, okay? So that's tapping into your emotions and tapping into what brings you joy and what brings you sadness and all these different things, okay? Air, if we didn't have if we're not conceptual, we did not think, what would we be doing? We were not talking and sharing, it would just be really kind of boring, okay? And so we have this amazing balance of all the elements in life. There's the stability of earth we're on now. Literally, we have to constantly trusting in the stability of earth. And we use earth, you're eating or crystals or whatever you're using for support and for stability, and in practical ways, okay? For, structural ways, okay? And so checking into your chart, where are things heavy for you, okay? For me, I said, my sun, moon, and rising are air and earth. I'm an Aquarius sun, Virgo rising, Gemini moon, okay? And Mercury's in Aquarius, Saturn is Aquarius. There's a lot of air in my chart, okay? So I'm air heavy, okay? But then though, my Venus and Mars and Pluto are in Mars in Cancer, Venus in Pisces, Pluto in Scorpio, okay? So there's a lot of water within me. I might come off and how I express myself is very air, okay? And I have a lot of air in my chart, but within I'm actually very deeply emotional and very deeply intuitive and empathic, okay? Even though I come off very social and very outgoing and very, innovative and abstract, okay? Inside is a whole different person, okay? Because of, Venus, Mars, and Pluto are more, they're not as externally as expressed as your Mercury, okay? Or your moon, okay? Or your rising sign, okay? And so this affects me in so many ways, it affects me, and it took me so long to realize, why do I have such an emotional connection to things? Why do in dance I need to be in an emotional place to connect with dance? Why can't I just connect with dance in a way intellectually? Why can't I just, why does the music drive me? My Mars is in Cancer. My Venus is in Pisces. Those are a lot with dance and my movement and my enjoyment of the arts. And so I'm going to have that connection with water there, okay? I'm an Aquarius, yeah, not so if I just look at only Aquarian things and remedies for Aquarius, okay, like air signs, baths are amazing for people with Cancer energy, especially Mars and Cancer. Okay, if you follow Queer Cosmos on Instagram, I don't remember his full name, but we were doing a little chat about we both have Mars and Cancer, and he was telling me that if you have Mars and Cancer, taking baths for however long your degrees are, I have like a 9-degree Mars and Cancer, and so a 9-minute bath works amazing for my body. Okay, and I take baths like almost daily. Okay, and they're so healing to me. But if I was just looking at the air, like, oh, I'm an Aquarius, I would not notice that I had that benefit. Okay, so really check deep into where are you element heavy. Okay, I don't have a lot of fire in my chart. I really don't. So I've always wondered it's hard for me to get motivated. Why is it hard for me to stay passionate about things? Why am I not very argumentative or competitive? Okay, these are fire energies. I do not have a lot of fire energy at all. Okay, none of my planets are in fire signs. Okay, except for my North Node's in Sag, but that is separate. And Chiron is in Leo, but that's wounding. Okay, and so that's going to be my gift, but it's not in an expressive way. I don't have an expressive planet in a personal planet in fire. Okay, and so that has always been, and my Mars is retrograde in Cancer. Okay, and so there's not a lot of motivation going on here. Okay, and so honestly, if planets are retrograde, it kind of flips it a little bit. So my Mars is working well for me as Mars in Cancer, but it happens to be in my 10th house, so that brings an opposition there. So it's interesting, but this is what I was talking about. Okay, really going deep into how you can see your planets and how they work for you in that way. And so that Mars in Cancer, no fire energy. So of course it's going to be harder for me to have motivation and drive. And so for me to get motivated, I use ways like guided meditations. I read articles. I listen to and communicate with others who are going to help me to inspire me. Okay, because I have so much air energy. Okay, so ideas, communicating words, thought. Those are ways that motivate me when the fire energy can. Okay. So, or I also, both my roommates have Mars in Leo. My roommate, really close friend, Aries, okay? And so when I'm around her, I have so much more motivation, okay? Because she's full of fiery energy, okay? And so that's how you can really use your chart in that way as well, okay? And so let's see. Next way. And then also you have to look deep into my water planets are very connected to my air planets though, okay? So I'm able to infuse, like I wrote down, emotions are filtered through my intellect. Okay, I have this massive inside emotional, outside more air, logical, but my Pluto's in my 3rd house. Okay, and that is ruled by Mercury and Gemini. I'm a Virgo rising ruled by Mercury. My moon's in Gemini ruled by Mercury. So this Pluto in Scorpio, which is very watery and intense energy, is filtered through everything I say and express, okay? And Pluto also squares a lot in my chart, okay? And so that is expressed as well in everything that I do, okay? My moon squares my ascendant, and so that moon energy is connected to the Pluto in the 3rd house, okay? And so this is how you can really see into your chart in that way. The next one, check where your planets are placed, okay? Like for me, I always wondered growing up why anytime I tried to assert myself in a way of getting fame or recognition, it completely went in the complete opposite way. Anytime I try to let me post this to get a lot of followers, I get none. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I feel like I'm going to get a lot of likes on this picture. Let me post this at this time and get a lot of likes. And I get no likes. Okay. But then when I'm focusing on myself, that's when I get the recognition. So I was wondering, why does that happen? And it took me so long to really realize until I looked deep into my chart. My South Node is in my 10th house. Your 10th house is public recognition. You in the public eye. You as a successful business, okay? And as your legacy, okay? And so with the South Node there, that's my past. That's my gifts. That's my talent. So my soul is used to that energy. It's used to having fame or accolades or public a following in a way, okay? And so, or getting attention in a way, okay? My son's also my 5th house, so a lot of Leo energy, so I just like attention. But this is, I was wondering why am I having trouble going there, okay? If my North Node was there, which is where your soul wants to pull you, okay? that would be great. But my South Node, which is where my soul's like, girl, we've already done that, okay? So anytime I'm trying to, so that means my 10th house does not have energy. I can't get anything out of my 10th house. You get what I'm saying? My 10th house is going to develop naturally as I flow and use my gifts from my 10th house, but me focusing my intention on my status, on getting public recognition, that's focusing on my 10th house. That's going to filter and drain right out of my South Node. I'm not going to get any recognition for it, okay? My North is in my 4th house of home. Anytime I'm trying to focus on my home, okay? Create a new video for you guys from home, okay? Currently, the transiting North Node is in my 11th house, connection through the internet. So anytime I post videos, you really enjoy them, and they do really well, okay? Because it's the connection between me and you. I'm in my home, and I'm not trying to get public recognition. I'm not trying to get fame from these. I'm trying to help you. And so, boom, okay? My Saturn and Mercury are all, my 6th house is lit. I'm Virgo rising, which is 6th house ruled. And Saturn and Mercury are conjunct exactly the same degree in my 6th house, okay? So anytime I communicate and express about, you know, life and work on my life and fix and plan my life out, check, things work in a great way, okay? And so this is ways, you know, you can check to see where your planet's placed, okay? If your Mars, like let's say my Venus is in my 7th house. I have Venus in 7th house in Pisces. And what that's doing is it makes me really, I get a lot of abundance. I get a lot of love. I get a lot of appreciation. I get to connect with lots of other people if I'm open and I'm sharing and I'm you know, balanced and feeling really, really loving and like Libra energy. Anytime I'm selfish, everything goes wrong. Okay, not only do I have Jupiter in Libra as well, my Venus in Libra does not fuel my Venus. So I feel no love when I think of only myself, okay? Because my Venus is in my 7th house. With someone with Venus in 1st house, they're here to think of themselves and here to find more love about themselves, okay? So when they think of themselves, good things happen. But when I'm selfish, I'm like, well, you know what? I'm just going to have to focus on me. I'm going to do me. Everything bad happens. You know what I'm saying? And so that happens because that is in my chart. That's where my Venus is placed. So you have to look and know where your planets are placed. Next, where is the majority of your planets? Okay, my sister, for example, she's a Scorpio, Aquarius, rising, Pisces, moon. Dark, she's a deep one, okay? But she has no planets except for her South Node from Aries through Libra. The first half of the chart, there's not one planet there, okay? And then at the very end of Libra is her Mercury and North Node, and then all the rest of her chart is heavy from Scorpio to Pisces, the last bits of the chart. Those are the outside planets, the spiritual planets. You can see she's here for a very spiritual purpose because all her planets are in those spiritual houses, and she's going to be focusing on that element from Scorpio through Pisces, okay? And her South Node's in Aries, so she's trying to shed away a lot of focus on the material, a lot of focus on the earthly realms, okay? And so she's heavy in her chart in that way, okay? In opposition to that, my chart, I'm Virgo rising, but halfway through my chart, it turns into Libra rising, where, you know, my Mars is in my 10th house. My Gemini moon is in my 9th house, okay? And so it's a lot of working on balance. So my chart is really balanced. I have a lot of oppositions, okay? My Sun, Saturn, and my Mercury are completely opposite of my Chiron, okay? So there's a lot of oppositions in my chart to work on balance, okay? Whether she's here to focus on something more heavy in one area, I'm here to focus on balance. So for her, she's going to need to focus on it. And when she dives into the spiritual, everything's great, okay? When she focuses on, you know what, let me just get back to myself, okay? Works great. But when she gets too focused on the earthly realms, things go wrong. For me, if I just focus on the spiritual, I'm imbalanced. I'm missing a whole section, okay? So it depends on your chart again with the placement there. Next, check your past wounding, retrogrades, and your Chiron. This tells your story, okay? So just look and see, you know, where are retrogrades. So for me, an example, and again, if you want to see this for your chart, get in contact with me. We can dive into it. So for example, my retrogrades. I'm Jupiter retrograde, Mars retrograde, Chiron retrograde, and Juno retrograde, okay? So Juno is a long-term commitment to people. Chiron's the deepest wound within yourself, okay? My Chiron happens to be in Leo, so it's really myself is the wound. Feeling wounded in myself and expressing myself. And then Mars retrograde and Jupiter retrograde. So Jupiter is your faith, your optimism, your feeling and belief about something, okay? That's retrograde, okay? And it's in Libra, so really coming in, retrogrades are things you really focus on from a past life. Wow, 222 right now. And things that you come in from a past life that you either overindulged in, that planet's energy, or underindulged, okay? Like my Mars retrograde, it all fits together. This is the story, okay? Looking at all those energies, I've come to realize that my soul has been harassed, suffered, traumatized, murdered, lots of things, scrutinized, isolated, and lots of things for my beliefs, okay, and who I followed, okay, and who followed me, okay, and so I lost faith in myself. I feel like, you know, I was preaching or I was sharing about about spirituality, about astrology, about all these things through the past thousands of years when spiritual people were being murdered, and all the spiritual information was being hidden and burned. Okay, some would be like, if they were going to be like, okay, I'm going to burn you at the stake, or you convert to Christianity. My soul was like, hell no. This is what I believe. You're not producing truth. Okay, so I will be burned. So that happening over and over again, my soul starts to have this feeling and this kind of fear of life supporting me, okay, and fear in believing in anything, okay, because the things I believed about got me killed multiple times, okay, and so then my Mars as well, my motivation, my drive is now going to be a little paused, okay, because I was motivated and driven for something that caused my death, okay, and it could have been as well that I was restricted where I couldn't really truly do the things I wanted to do. I had to behave under someone else, and that caused my murder or my death, okay? And then the Chiron, my expression, the thing I was expressing myself, my trueness, constantly was not shown, okay? I could have been banished as well for it, you know what I'm saying? So who I am, feeling like that's not enough, okay? And then it always happened with someone else because I wasn't banishing myself. So Jupiter is in Libra, that representation there, okay? And so now I'm here again, working and trying to do this, and those are my plans and how they work out. And Juno's long-term commitments. So from all of that, I now have a difficult understanding of who to commit to, okay? Because my partnerships before did not land me in the right place. Maybe people turned on me or something. I don't know what happened, okay? I want to get deeper into past life information with that. With all this Aquarius energy, I see into the future, and Moon in the ninth house, all that. And so the North Node Sag, that's all. I'm future. I'm here to help us with the future. So if you're deep in the past, got some Scorpio energy, hook me up. Let me know. But so that's my chart with the retrograde. I can look at that and see, oh, this is kind of what's going on based on the patterning in the retrograde. So check into that as well. Okay. Now we're gonna move. Conjunctions get you lit. Okay. Conjunctions are your power, dude. This is where your energy is fused. Okay, where you have more than one planet working for you. Okay. This also could blend though. Anytime like my Saturn and Mercury are together. So anytime there's a Saturn transit, my Mercury is going to be activated. Anytime there's a Mercury transit, my Saturn's going to be activated, okay, because they're both working together, okay? But this means that I have a very practical mind, a very strong mind, okay, because I have Saturn sitting on my Mercury, okay? I can really focus on something for a very long time. But that also means that I have pessimism that comes in. I have a very dark sense of humor that comes in. I can be very hard on myself with all the Saturn energy, okay? And so that's that conjunction there. The entire reason I started the Water Bearers Tea was because I found out that when Uranus, which is the planet of awakening and the Aquarian planet, and Neptune, the planet of higher consciousness and the collective, were exactly together when I was born. Okay, exact. Okay, it happened 3 times, about 4 or 5 days in the past 200 years. Okay, in 1993. Okay. And so, and it happened a little bit before that in 1990, I believe, or something like that. But there's a rare conjunction. And basically what that's doing, if they're exact, it's really showing my soul is here to really bring in the spiritual and really help the collective, okay? And it tells me that my soul is very old and very spiritual, okay? Very wise, okay? And so when I found that shit out, I was like, you know what, I can't, this is clearly more than just something I'm doing on my hobbies, okay? I need to really share this. This is my purpose, okay? I have Uranus and Neptune fused, okay? And so, exactly, literally, if it would have been, in my Mercury and Saturn, if it would have been I would have been, born 30 minutes later, it would have been different, okay? 30 minutes before, it would have been different. It had to be when I was born, okay? And so looking at when things are conjunct for you, those are your powers. And it happened to be when I started the Water Bearer. When I found that out, I was like, oh my God, let me start my Instagram page, start the Water Bearer. Jupiter, I had literally just had my Jupiter return, which is insane. It's like crazy. No, Jupiter had just moved into Libra that day when I posted my first The Water Bearers T post, okay? And my natal Jupiter is in Libra, so began my Jupiter return then, okay? And so there's so many things synced up with that, but it's all about your conjunctions. Check into that. They get you lit, okay? And lastly, where do your modalities add up with your houses, okay? And modalities is like cardinal, mutable, and fixed. It's the way the energy holds itself and the way it expresses itself, okay? Starts of season always happen with cardinal energy because that starts things, okay? Think about the Aries you know, the Capricorns you know, the Cancers you know, the Libras you know. They're the ones always initiating things, starting things, getting things started, okay? Popping off, okay? And then you have, after that, you get the fixed energy. After you have, Capricorn season that starts winter, you have Aquarius, which holds winter. It's cold as hell. From January to 20th to February 20th, the weather does not really change, okay? It's a fixed energy. That's Aquarius, okay? So you got your fixed signs. If you know Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, fixed in our ways, stubborn, but we're very grounded and we're strong. We're the strongest signs, okay? And we're all about stability, okay? And then you got the mutables. After you get that area, then the temperature changes, and it's now for a change and a change in new season. Things shift up. Mutability, okay? That's your Sagittarius, your Pisces, your Virgo, and your Geminis, okay? And so wherever that energy is, that's how you express yourself. Like your first house is ruled by Aries, so that's how you initiate. That's how you come off to the world. That's your initiating energy, okay? I have Virgo rising there, so I have mutable energy in that cardinal energy. So I initiate, but I have to kind of shift in my initiation. My personality is going to change a lot. Whether my sister has Aquarius rising, she has a fixed personality because her first sign, how she comes off, is very fixed, okay? And so that's how she needs to work with that energy, okay? But mine, I shift a lot, so my personality is going to be very shifty, okay? So I'm going to need to bring in fixed energy into that area because that's where, that's the one that's missing. It's a cardinal house. My rising sign is mutable, so I need to bring in fixed energy to bring that balance in there. My sister needs to bring in mutable energy. Okay, she needs to make sure she keeps switching things up, okay? So she doesn't get stagnant because she has cardinal and fixed. So checking your house is like, also let me think. I have 7th house Pisces, okay? So again, as I initiate my relationships, I have to continue to think about others and shift relationships, okay? Because I have that mutability in my 7th house as well, okay? And so, or as well, my 5th house, okay? My sun is in Leo. I'm sorry, my sun is in Aquarius, but it's in my 5th house, okay? And so this is all about, me continuing to maintain myself, not really shifting how I express myself, not really shifting how I shine, okay? That's a big part of my chart. I can't shift how I shine because my whole goal is to heal that Chiron in Leo. So they put that sun in that 5th house there so I can really express myself in that Leo way, and I'm forced to kind of shine and heal that world, okay? And it's fixed energy, 2 fixed energies there, okay? And so that's very solid, okay? Not a lot shifting there. So that's how you go into that with your, how the modalities fit with your house. So look at your houses and see, in your fixed charts, in your fixed houses, where do you have fixed energy? Do you have cardinal energy, beautiful energy, but a lot, okay? So hopefully you enjoyed this video, guys, on how to dive deeper into your birth charts, okay? Gave you a lot of tips about it. And again, if you wanted to do this one-on-one, I could do a pre-recorded for you, which is, I believe, $55 for basically what I talked about. And I can even go even deeper into aspects, also what was going on when you were born. Like I have clients, a lot of my clients actually, were born around the new moon. The moon was just new, and so they have that new moon mentality in their life. They're constantly starting new cycles, constantly beginning anew, okay? And so these are things I dive into deeper. Your past life karma, the best, routines for you. You have a lot of air energy, so make sure you're tapping into incense and candles, a lot of things that affect the air, okay? And salt lamps and everything that really keep the ions in the air very neutral for you, so you can have a good, easy flow in your mentality. All these things. That is the deep analysis, and that's a different price. And if you want the live session, where we do this one-on-one, we can talk, ask questions, you can have it live, you can record the live as well, and we just can chat it up. That's an extra $20 for the live of either the general chart analysis or the deep. Okay, so if that's lit for you, it really is amazing. Like I try not to like voice too much about the services, but the astrology, y'all, okay, get into the astrology readings. If you even to see if you hear new things, if you feel like you understand your chart, I love getting new readings from other people and new understandings from other spiritualists because you get so many new, so much more insight. We all have a special, unique energy that we give off in a certain unique healing, like personality, healing stamp. And so get different healing stamps from different people, okay? You know so much about yourself. So if you want that, check out my services. Again, Gemini New Moon readings, $15. Check that out. There's so many things going on, okay? If you're in the Boston area, June 13th and 14th, I will be in that area hosting an event. So make sure you check that out on my page as well. Much love, guys. I will talk to you later. Oh, also, if you're an oldie, like and comment on the video, okay, if you like this video. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, share, and keep the message going, okay? Share the tea with other people. Much love, guys. Talk to you later.